1019 RXP. Tuesday morning, we're doing our show live at the Rock and Roll Annex for the opening of John Lennon, the New York City Years. Brand new exhibit, and you can
John Lennon, aka God.
Exactly. In the studio, co-hosting this hour, Ian Astbury from the Cult.
John Lennon fan.
And Pete Meisha is here from Fader magazine.
Good morning.
You said that you saw the Beatles, Ian?
I was shopping with my mum in Liverpool. I was about 4, and the Beatles were getting the keys to the city. It was now about 1966. Am I dating myself here?
That's okay.
I'm very young, 46. Yeah, I was shopping with my mum, and then when John Lennon was shot in New York, I was actually in a bar in Liverpool on Matthew Street, right next to the old Cavern.
Are you serious?
Seriously, that's where I was, and that's where they used to sit between sets. There was a few punk rockers in there, and a couple of old fellas, and some guy came in and said, Lennon's been shot in New York, and we were all like, you know, degenerate punks. We were like, ah, great, you know. And then within an hour, I loved Lennon, but, you know, didn't say that in front of my friends. We're all punk rockers, didn't want to, you know, we was all cool. And anyway, so within an hour, the whole city came down, and everybody was just, the whole city was in, it was just guttural outpouring of grief, like I've never seen before, experienced, and that was so moving. It was incredible.
I just got chills.
It was unbelievable. I mean, the whole city of Liverpool, and Liverpool's not, you know, it's not New York. I mean, it's a working class city, pretty much, you know, and so it was really humbling to see people with that kind of outpouring of grief. I don't know how much Lennon meant to New York. And then in 1985, got a songwriting, John Lennon Songwriting Award of Excellence presented by Yoko Ono for CMJ, for She Sells Sanctuary, when CMJ was what it was supposed to be.
That's amazing. But just the fact that you...
And then it went downhill from there.
Well, I actually love CMJ. I've seen a lot of great...
Absolutely, a lot of great stuff came out. You know, CMJ was doing it, you know. But too many sponsors now, I think.
Well, I want to get back to the fact that you just happened to be in Liverpool
when
John Lennon was shot.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up in Merseyside.
Crazy.
I was born about 6 miles from Liverpool. I grew up there. And, you know, formative years going to clubs like Eric's in Liverpool, seeing bands like The Cramps and Crass and Psychedelic Furs and blah, blah, blah. I mean, Susan the Banshees, The Clash, playing The Apple in Liverpool. I mean, just got to see these bands in small environments, you know, and that was really formative. That's where it all really started for me. Yeah, that's why
I love that.
Might be the leather knickers, that one. And the gimp ball.
Now, the funny thing
do you know what was great? We've got a silent auction as well.
Oh!
But it's not going to be, there'll be some rock and roll items. They're going to put maybe a signed, I found a 12-inch Sanctuary, I'm going to sign that. And, but we've got tickets for plays and for ballet and an incredible, like, wine and all that kind of stuff, so.
It's a big party and a performance from Ian Astbury.
Yes, it's a big performance. It's been fantastic. I don't do this very often. That's why it's $50.
Well, you said that it was $50 or $30.
30.
But how are you going to distinguish? You were like, well, if you're 30, it's
easy.
Struggling. How do you know if somebody's struggling?
Go look at the shoes.
You know,
it's dead easy. Look at the shoes.
Women always look at men's shoes.
I think everybody looks at each other's shoes. It's first thing you look at somebody's face, and then you look at the shoes, because the shoes are crap. You know they got no taste.
I want to bring in...
It's the end of the conversation.
I want to bring in Pete from Fader magazine. He's joining us this morning, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
he has good shoes
my
on.
bad shoes.
Pete's got decent shoes. I know, you've got dope shoes on. Air Max 90s.
Nice.
Very nice.
Wicked.
How cool. What can I say?
You are. Those shoes speak volumes about your personality. So.
They've got the Icon issue of Fader, which you have a copy of right there.
I certainly do.
That's right.
Featuring David Byrne.
Featuring David Byrne. He's our first living icon, believe it or not.
My God.
Looks like an amazing issue. I really love Fader magazine.
Thank you very much.
How long have you been there, Pete?
I've been there for 2 years, 2+ years. This is the first time we've actually talked to the icon for our icon issue. Normally it's, we've had Jerry Garcia, Nina Simone, Miles Davis, last year was Aaliyah. But this year we wanted to try and talk to, you know, somebody from New York, first of all.
And it was alive, right?
That was alive.
That's always helpful.
And somebody who's been through, you know, some tough times in New York and came through them, could give us some advice how to get through the current tough times.
You know, the next icon issue needs to feature Ian Astbury of the Cult.
Not quite yet. I'm not in the rarefied airspace of David Byrne. Seriously. We share the same birthday, but, you know, David Byrne is a worship. You know,
your birthday's coming up, too.
Yes.
You guys should have a joint birthday party.
We should do a gig together. Ian and David.
Well,
David and Ian, actually.
You mentioned, Ian, that you share a birthday with many people.
Yes, I do. It's David Byrne, George Lucas, and
Star Wars.
Che Guevara,
Whoa.
Sophie Coppola,
Everyone from actors, directors, and revolutionaries.
My
I like
sister.
and
that.
then probably a few truck drivers.
My
you
sister.
see. Your sister.
I don't know. I think a talented group of people, I would say.
This fader looks brilliant. This is a brilliant issue. And do you know what I love? It's a double cover.
Always a double
No
cover.
advertise. No, you've always done double covers with fader.
Yep. From the beginning. Yeah.
Beautiful, and I love this illustration of David on the back. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that's actually from a new photo from one of our contributing photographers, Jason Nacito.
Yes,
We
it's
had
incredible.
we shipped it down to this guy in Buenos Aires named Diego Gravinese, and we asked him to do an incomplete portrait because obviously David's an incomplete person at this point. Not incomplete as in crazy or anything, but you know, he's still doing things. So we had him do an incomplete painting of the photo. It's the first time we've done that on a cover also.
This is quality publication. The article looks gorgeous as well.
Thank you very
From
much.
David.
This has been fun. Pete's been up here with us from Fader and Ian Astbury from the Cult.
Yeah.
You'll come back though, right?
Absolutely. I
Pete,
live
you'll
here.
come back, won't you?
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Fader magazine. Make sure you pick up the Icon issue
David Byrne.
with David Byrne on the cover.
Yeah,
Happy
check the
birthday
website.
to David and Ian.
Happy birthday to him. Check our website. We got a bunch of extra stuff. Fader.com.
Yeah, we love the magazine. Love to have you back up
Anytime.
anytime. And Ian,
See you Saturday night, kids.
Saturday night the play. We'll put all the information on the website. I
Fabulous.
promise.
Excellent. Thank you.
Ian Astbury from the Cult. Steve, by the way, from the Steve Show, also a big
Steve.
fan of Ian Astbury. Hold on a second.
Ian, good to
Steve.
see you.
Hey, brother. How are
Yeah.
you?
Good, good, good.
Yeah,
Nice,
so
nice t-shirt.
tomorrow on the show, we have our final installment of our interview with Mr. Bob Gruen, rock photographer, talking about the Sex Pistols tomorrow.
It's got great hair, Bob.
Silver Sun Pickups live in studio tomorrow. Spinfield, and you know, Matt's not here to spin for an hour, so Mark from OAR is going to spin from 9 to 10. Thank you very much, Mark, for doing that. And before we leave, we want to make sure that you get in on a private tour of the John Lennon exhibit at the Rock and Roll Annex, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Annex, caller 9. We're going to do that on Tuesday morning, a private tour from Bob Gruen. How about that? Caller 9, 1-800-423-1019.
I
The
want to do
Steve
that.
Show is next. Join us, Ian, on
Beatle
Tuesday.
John.
Just show up.
Show up.
Hey. You know, Paul McCartney came to the studio once wearing a Cult t-shirt. That kind of was a bit of a shocker. Yeah. And he wanted to talk about John and the White Album, and we, after 3 hours, we're going like, can you get out, please?
You know, I have a feeling that Ian's going to be hanging out on your show, too.
I'm not
Steve.
leaving. I've got a
He's
job.
staying
Yeah.
all day. The Steve Show is next, 1019 RXP.
See you.